Upon waking up, Lin Feng realized that he had traveled through the world of Devouring the Starry Sky, where monsters were raging. Fortunately, he was bound to a divine-level self-discipline system, completing phased self-discipline tasks and receiving rewards. So Lin Feng started with the simplest morning exercises, push-ups, and sit-ups. Ding, congratulations to the host for completing the self-discipline beginner task and receiving a random beginner gift pack. Ding. Congratulations to the host for completing 10 push-ups and obtaining an artistic level body method. Ding. Congratulations to the host for completing 1 run and obtaining the 9-fold Thunderblade technique. So, starting from the extreme martial arts school, Lin Feng embarked on a path of unparalleled self-discipline as a strong warrior. From then on, in the endless universe, there is another powerful divine king. Keywords of the novel. People devouring the starry sky. Me. Self-discipline becomes stronger without pop-ups, people are devouring the starry sky. I. Self-discipline becomes stronger. Download complete TXT, people are devouring the starry sky. Me. Self-discipline becomes stronger. Latest chapter reading. Chapter 1. Self-strengthening system. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Chapter 1 Self-strengthening system. Jiangnan City. In a small room in a tube-shaped building in a slum area. Lin Feng looked at the small and rudimentary room, feeling a bit confused. Time traveled. After waking up from a hangover, did you travel by yourself? According to the original owner's memory, Lin Feng realized that this was actually a world devouring the starry sky. Virus, monster, warrior. This virtual world, which I used to be extremely obsessed with, is now real in front of me. However, Lin Feng's mood was somewhat complicated. This world is relatively more cruel. If you don't have super strength, become a warrior. So, you have to live in this narrow tube building for a lifetime. Struggling to survive occasionally, they may also be attacked by monsters. If you have bad luck, your life will be in danger. This is too much of a pit. Thinking of this, Lin Feng couldn't help feeling a bit discouraged. Not right. In an instant, Lin Feng thought of something and stood up excitedly. The original owner of this body, also known as Lin Feng, is 18 years old this year. I am preparing to take the college entrance examination. The key is that his grades are very good and he can easily pass the undergraduate admission line. Getting into a military academy is definitely not a problem. Lin Feng was clear about the treatment at the military academy. As long as he passed the exam, he wouldn't have to worry for a lifetime. Thinking of this, Lin Feng quickly looked at the calendar on the wall. I want to see how many days are left until the college entrance examination. Damn it. June 10th. The time for the college entrance examination has passed. I remember. The original intention was to study hard before the college entrance examination in order to achieve good results. As a result of overwork, he fell into a coma at home and eventually died suddenly. This allowed me to cross over. Nima. Heavenly Pit. Ding. Congratulations on the host binding the self-discipline enhancement system. Just as Lin Feng was feeling hopeless in his heart, a clear and pleasant warning sound came on. System. It's the system. Just say, how could one not have the necessary golden finger for a traveler? With such a messy start, it just needs to be paired with a system to get it right. System, what's your role? Lin Feng couldn't wait to inquire. Ding. As long as the host completes the self-discipline task published by the system, they can receive corresponding reward points. Reward points can be used to improve physical functions, or a lottery can be held in the system mall. Host. Lin Feng, reward point. 0, Nianli cultivation. 0, practice. None, novice task. Complete 10 push-ups and 10 squats. Looking at the suspended system panel in front, Lin Feng gained a deeper understanding of his new body. There is still some distance to become a warrior. But now with the help of the system, upgrading quickly is no longer difficult. As long as you can reach the level of a Quasi warrior, you can take the martial arts school exam. Becoming a true warrior. You should know that the treatment of warriors is much better than that of the military. The strongest in this world, Hong, and the second strongest, Thor, are all warriors. And with the help of the system and my own efforts. One day, one can also become a strong person like them. No, even more powerful warriors than them. In just one thought, one can destroy a planet. Thinking of this, Lin Feng's blood boiled all over his body. Accept beginner tasks. During the conversation, he had already arrived in the middle of the room and started doing push-ups. Under the influence of the RR virus, people who survived the Great Nirvana period have greatly improved their physical fitness. A few push-ups and squats are not difficult for him. After a moment, the task was completed, and Lin Feng's aura didn't even change much. Ding! Novice mission completed, reward. Spiritual Mindfulness Master Talent, 5 reward points, note. Every 1 reward point can increase the cultivation level of a warrior by 1 level, and every 10 reward points can increase the cultivation level of 1 level of mental power. Looking at this newbie reward, Lin Feng was very excited. It's not difficult to say the reward points, but the key is this spiritual master's talent. In this world, spiritual minders can be said to be the most powerful beings, none of them. With the help of this ability, why worry about not being able to create your own world in this world? Unfortunately, to improve mental abilities, at least 10 reward points are required. And now I only have 5. It seems that we can only save up later and then talk about it. The most important thing now is to use these 5 reward points to improve your martial arts cultivation. By increasing 1 level according to a reward point, one's strength can fully reach that of a Quasi warrior. Thinking of this, Lin Feng's heart moved. All 5 reward points were used for martial arts cultivation. In an instant, he felt a huge force enter his body. Walk along every inch of your body's meridians. At the same time, my body became visibly robust. Up and down, there seems to be an inexhaustible force. He tried to wave his fist. Fists pierced through the air, making a whistling sound. The requirement for a Quasi warrior is to achieve a fist strength of 900 kilograms and a speed of 25 meters per second. At this moment, Lin Feng was already eager to go to the martial arts school to test it. As for which martial arts school to choose to go to? Naturally, it's the ultimate martial arts school. The Extreme Martial Arts School was not only founded by the strongest Hong, but also the martial arts school where the original protagonist Luo Feng is located. Whether in terms of strength, treatment, or training resources, they are all the strongest. I don't know if I will meet Luo Feng there this time. Thinking of this, Lin Feng put on his clothes and walked out of the house. The light and powerful footsteps kept jumping on the stairs of the tube tower. Lin Feng's family lives on the 33rd floor, and it usually takes at least 1 minute to go downstairs. And today, it only took less than 30 seconds. This is the benefit brought by the improvement of strength. Riding his own bicycle, Lin Feng rode towards the city center. Passing through the rows of tube-shaped buildings, the closer it is to the city center, the shorter the building becomes. Correspondingly, the environment becomes more bustling. Only poor people can huddle in the small pigeon cage of the tube tower. Rich people can enjoy greater space and more resources. In this world, warriors are the ones standing at the tip of the pyramid. Of course, while enjoying more resources, they also bear more responsibilities. The safety of cities and the lives of the people are both the missions on the shoulders of warriors. Soon, Lin Feng's bicycle stopped outside the Mingyue community. The Extreme Guild Hall is located within the Mingyue community, and the martial arts family area is also within it. Crossing the gate, Lin Feng could vaguely see the luxurious single-family villas inside. As long as you successfully pass the Quasi-warrior test and sign with the Extreme Martial Arts School, you can move into one of the buildings. End of this chapter. Chapter 2. Extreme Martial Arts School. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2. Extreme Martial Arts School. At the entrance of Mingyue Community. Standing in a row of soldiers with live ammunition and uniforms. They are responsible for the security work of the entire community. Unauthorized persons are not allowed to enter. Seeing Lin Feng walking over, two people immediately took a step forward. "Sir, please stop. May I ask what you have to do?" Lin Feng took out his student ID and handed it over. The Extreme Martial Arts School has opened testing permissions for high school students. It is to discover talented warriors among students for cultivation. Upon hearing Lin Feng's words, a soldier took his student ID card. I walked to the gatehouse next to the gate and conducted an inspection. After a moment, the soldier returned and handed back his student ID to Lin Feng. "Hello, your information has been verified and you can enter the guild for testing. Please follow me into the Extreme Club." Following the soldier, Lin Feng entered the Mingyue community. After leaving, the situation in the community was even more apparent. Spacious single-family villa, beautiful water system and green plants. There is always a smell of money in every one. It forms a sharp contrast with the tube-shaped building before Lin Feng. And in the middle of the entire community, the most imposing building is the Extreme Guild Hall. Walking into the lobby of the Extreme Guild Hall, a woman in uniform and with a sweet appearance took over the reception work of the soldiers. After expressing her intention, the woman said, "Hello sir, today's test has already begun. You can directly enter the martial arts training hall for testing." After speaking, I took Lin Feng to the elevator. The elevator leads directly to the 6th floor, and as soon as you leave, there is a huge martial arts training ground. Inside are several punch strength testing machines and speed testing instruments. And next to one of the speed testers, there were several people standing. A well-dressed instructor who appears to be here. A slightly older grade, very tall, with a scar on his face. Standing in front of the speed tester, the person who had just completed the test was a young man of similar grade to Lin Feng. On the speed tester, it shows the speed he just tested 28.6 meters per second. Luo Feng, you're really amazing. In the first Quasi-warrior test, the speed reached 28.6 meters per second and the punching power reached 1101 kilograms. I feel very ashamed. Brother Yang, don't say that, haven't you also passed this time? Luo Feng. So this person is really Luo Feng. It's a coincidence that he also had a Quasi-warrior assessment today. That tall person should be Yang Wu. And that instructor should be Jiang Nian. Coincidentally, the main characters are all here today. Lin Feng happened to showcase his strength. Luo Feng's test results have already amazed everyone. If I could surpass Luo Feng, I don't know how these people would react. Thinking of this, he walked up to one of the punch testing machines. Taking a deep breath, Lin Feng closed his eyes. Concentrate all your strength on your right hand. Then, concentrate and vigorously swing your fist. Heavy blows hit the punch target of the testing machine. With a loud bang, the numbers on the testing machine rapidly rose. DDDD, the number on the testing machine is displayed .1201 kilograms. More than Luo Feng's punching power, it's 100 kilograms higher. The beeping sound emitted by the testing machine is also a unique prompt sound only when the punching force exceeds 1000 kilograms. The movements here have already attracted the attention of Luo Feng and his team. Instructor Jiang Nian had already walked towards this side when Lin Feng punched. At this moment, he looked at the numbers displayed on the screen and opened his eyes incredulously. 1,200 kilograms. Young man, you look unfamiliar. Are you an old student of our extreme martial arts school? Jiang Nian asked. Lin Feng smiled and shook his head. No, I am a student taking the college entrance examination this year. This is my first time coming to the extreme martial arts school to take a test. Students. First test. Does this mean that he has never received any professional training before? These 1,200 kilograms of fist power were all achieved through natural talent. The strength demonstrated by Luo Feng just now is enough to excite Jiang Nian. Unexpectedly, another person with more talent than Luo Feng appeared. You know, Luo Feng has been training at the extreme martial arts school for a few years. Only then can such achievements be achieved. But the young man in front of me hasn't trained for a whole day. He is simply a born warrior. Oh my goodness, without any training, I just punched like this. In this comparison, I'm just trash. Yang Wu said with envy on his face. And Luo Feng looked at Lin Feng and walked forward. Hello classmate, I am also a student in this year's college entrance examination. My name is Luo Feng. Hello, Lin Feng. Lin Feng also politely responded. Lin Feng, can you give me a few more punches to show me? Jiang Nian suggested. Lin Feng understood his meaning. He wants to confirm whether the 1,200 kilograms he has hit is a stable result. It is still the explosive power under the influence of chance and coincidence. So he nodded happily. Of course, not a problem. Exhale and concentrate, concentrating all your strength on your right fist. Bang. DD on screen display. 1,218 kilograms. Even more than just now. Bang bang bang. Lin Feng made 3 consecutive attacks on the punching target. Score display. 1211, 1188, 1200. The score for 5 times is all around 1200. It is enough to prove that this is Lin Feng's true strength. Yang Wu and Luo Feng were both wide-eyed, surprised and envious at the moment. At this moment, Jiang Nian's excited breathing became rapid. He had a premonition that Lin Feng was a rare genius in 1,000 years. At the same time, he secretly made up his mind that such an excellent talent must find a way to stay in the extreme martial arts school. If missed, it would be a significant loss for their martial arts school. Instructor, the boxing test should be almost done. I want to test my speed. Lin Feng suggested proactively at this moment. To be honest, his current speed is uncertain in his heart. To pass the Quasi martial arts assessment, just reaching the standard of fist strength is far from enough. There is also speed and neural response speed. Okay, Lin Feng, please come with me. Jiang Nian said actively. Then he brought Lin Feng to the front of the speed tester. Luo Feng and Yang Wu naturally followed over. Meanwhile, many other students from martial arts schools also gathered here. Even some people went out to promote it. Hurry up, there's a genius in the martial arts school who punched 1,200 kilograms. We need to test the speed now, hurry over and take a look. Soon, the testing hall on the 6th floor was filled with students and coaches from the martial arts school. End of this chapter. Chapter 3. The strength of far exceeding Quasi warriors. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3. The strength of far exceeding Quasi warriors. Then he brought Lin Feng to the front of the speed tester. Luo Feng and Yang Wu naturally followed over. Meanwhile, many other students from martial arts schools also gathered here. Even some people went out to promote it. Hurry up, a genius has arrived at the martial arts school, punching 1,600 kilograms. We need to test the speed now, hurry over and take a look. Soon, the testing hall on the 6th floor was filled with onlookers. Not only did the students come, but even the coaches gathered around. In front of the speed tester, Lin Feng took a deep breath. Then, unleashing all his strength, he ran towards the speed testing area ahead with all his might. Those present can clearly feel that his speed is much higher than that of a Quasi warrior. Yang Wu and Luo Feng felt even more that Lin Feng rushed out like a gust of wind. This speed is obviously much faster than what I just did. Luo Feng sighed. It seems that he must have no problem meeting the standards of a Quasi warrior. Now let's see how much we can exceed. Yang Wu stared closely at the screen, waiting for the result to appear. Soon, data appeared on the big screen. 37.1 meters per second. Looking at this amazing data, the people present exclaimed in amazement. I didn't expect his speed to be so fast. The standard for an intermediate warrior is 40 meters per second, he's just about to reach the standard. Oh my goodness, isn't this person really a young master from a big family who hides his identity to have fun? It is natural for them to think so. After all, to become a warrior, in addition to talent, one's daily cultivation resources are also important. Expensive but complementary foods, guidance techniques, guidance for the strong, and so on. These are beyond the reach of ordinary people. If it weren't for these, simply relying on talent to achieve such strength would be rare. Anyway, they're so big they've never seen them before. They all heard that Lin Feng had never received any training before. Just an ordinary college student who took the college entrance examination this year. So, it is inevitable that everyone will doubt his true identity. Jiang Nian also has the same idea at this moment. Just now, he had handed over Lin Feng's student ID to the staff of the martial arts school to verify his identity. At this moment, Lin Feng's grades had just come out, and the identity verification staff also came back with the results. After receiving Lin Feng's information, Jiang Nian glanced at it and nodded excitedly and satisfied. Lin Feng did not lie, he is indeed this year's college entrance examination student. He is not a descendant of a big family, without a father or mother, living alone in the tube-shaped building in a poor area. According to the information, he has never received training in any martial arts school. Sure enough, he is a genius. Lin Feng, according to this information, during the school test before the college entrance examination, your punching power was only 500 kilograms. Jiang Nian pointed to the information and asked where he had some doubts. Oh, on the day of the test, I wasn't in good condition and didn't perform to the expected level. Lin Feng casually gave a reason and evaded it. Jiang Nian nodded. Indeed, the level of a warrior is greatly influenced by their physical condition. Moreover, Lin Feng has not received professional training, so it is normal for him to perform poorly temporarily. Why is your score in the college entrance examination also blank? Jiang Nian continued to ask. Also due to physical reasons, I unfortunately missed the college entrance examination. Lin Feng continued to follow his own logic and continued to write. But it can also be considered completely fabricated, indeed because of poor health and fainting. This is what led me to travel here. Upon hearing Lin Feng's words, Jiang Nian burst out laughing happily on his face. Ha ha ha, Lin Feng, this is really great. Missing the college entrance examination is simply fate. If you really took the college entrance examination and got into university, then we might miss out on a genius warrior. You should know that this stage is the best time for your physical fitness and the fastest improvement. If you go to college, these 4 years will be wasted. As an instructor at the Extreme Martial Arts School, the happiest thing is to encounter good candidates from martial artists. Today's Luo Feng is one, while Lin Feng is an unexpected surprise. The other onlookers on the side also understood after listening to the conversation between Jiang Nian and Lin Feng. Lin Feng is not a young master of a big family, he has achieved such results solely based on his own strength. After all, the information of Extreme Martial Arts School is absolutely not wrong. At the age of 18, I tested for the first time and my strength far exceeded that of a Quasi warrior, approaching the level of an intermediate warrior. This is a strength that many people dare not dream of. What an enviable red eye. At this moment, Jiang Nian took 2 steps towards Lin Feng and said solemnly. Lin Feng, on behalf of Extreme Martial Arts School, I sincerely invite you to join. What I can assure you is that I will definitely provide you with good treatment and resources. Let you grow at the fastest speed and become the god of war in the shortest possible time. God of war. Upon hearing this word, the people present were once again boiling. For warriors, becoming the god of war is everyone's ultimate dream. However, in today's world, there are millions of warriors, but only 3,500 war gods. It is evident how difficult it is to become the god of war. Talent, opportunity, and luck are all indispensable. But now, with such a determined tone, Coach Jiang recognized the possibility of Lin Feng becoming the god of war. It is enough to demonstrate how amazing his talent is. Signing a contract. Lin Feng showed surprise on his face but was very happy in his heart. Although he had a clear idea in his mind before coming, he knew that his test results would definitely be fine. But when you truly hear it, you will inevitably feel happy. But Coach Jiang, becoming a Quasi warrior requires assessing 3 grades. I only tested my fist strength and speed, but I haven't tested my nerve reaction speed yet, Lin Feng said. Jiang Nian nodded. That's right, but based on your scores in the first 2 items, I can basically infer that your neural response speed is not bad either. You are such an excellent talent, I naturally need to seize the opportunity and not miss it, However, to put it bluntly, the process still needs to be followed. So Jiang Nian brought Lin Feng, Luo Feng, Yang Wu, and other students to the front of the room where the nerve reaction speed was being tested. Exactly, everyone hasn't tested the last item, let's start together. First student, you can enter now. Although at this moment, what Jiang Nian most wants to see is Lin Feng's performance. But we still need to follow the rules and follow the list that has been arranged. When everyone's attention was focused on the testing field, 2 mysterious figures appeared at the entrance of the hall at some point. End of this chapter. Chapter 4. Difficult to reject conditions. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4. Difficult to reject conditions. These 2 people, one is Wu Tong, the chief instructor of the Extreme Martial Arts School. The other one is a man with silver hair and black robe. Do you think it's possible that this person named Lin Feng is? Wu Tong said halfway and looked at the black-robed man next to him. Are you talking about a spiritual master? Lin Feng's talent is indeed very good, but it is difficult for him to come up with one out of millions of martial artists known as spiritual mindfulness master. At least I didn't feel any spiritual power from Lin Feng, said the black-robed man. Wu Tong sighed with some regret. Well, spiritual teachers are already extremely rare. Nowadays, it would be great to meet such a talented warrior. I shouldn't expect too much. As the words fell, the 2 of them refocused their attention on the testing field. At this moment, the one undergoing testing is Luo Feng. In front of him is Yang Wu, who is also the only student who has passed the test. The score is 52 hits within 60 seconds, qualified. And Luo Feng, who is currently testing, has a noticeably faster and more agile reaction speed than him. Sure enough, the result came out. 28 hits within 60 seconds, excellent. Luo Feng came out of the testing ground and excitedly applauded Yang Wu. Great Yang, we've all passed. Luo Feng exclaimed excitedly. Alright, Lin Feng, it's time for you to test. Go in. Jiang Nian said. Lin Feng nodded and walked into the testing field. With a beep of a beep, red light began to be emitted from the instrument in front, while bullets were also being fired. Lin Feng, on the other hand, has a nimble figure and moves back and forth within the prescribed range. I saw that his movements were not significant, and often his feet did not even leave the ground. However, they are always able to dodge before being hit by a bullet. The crowd of onlookers, watching his nimble body movements, occasionally made exclamation sounds. Jiang Nian was even more excited and stood up directly from the chair. Advanced level body method, almost approaching perfect level. That's amazing. I never expected that his body movements would reach this level. Meanwhile, Wu Tong and the man with silver hair and black robe also exchanged a glance. The two of them smiled and nodded, their expressions expressing recognition and praise for Lin Feng. 60 seconds have passed, and Lin Feng's score is .3 hits in 60 seconds, perfect. Coming out of the testing ground, Jiang Nian excitedly welcomed him. Congratulations Lin Feng, you have passed all 3 tests with excellent results. Now that you are a Quasi warrior, you only need to wait for a month before passing the actual combat assessment. You can officially become a warrior in the Extreme Martial Arts School and enjoy the treatment of a warrior. Don't wait until then, he can enjoy the treatment of a warrior now. At this moment, Wu Tong walked up from behind while speaking. Chief Instructor. Chief Instructor. The onlookers automatically gave way and respectfully greeted Wu Tong. Instructor Wu. Jiang Nian quickly reported to Wu Tong at this moment. Today we found a treasure in the Extreme Martial Arts School. Lin Feng's test results are really excellent. Wu Tong nodded. I just saw it all, it's really excellent. Hello Lin Feng, I am the chief instructor of the Extreme Martial Arts School, Wu Tong. Wu Tong extended his hand and said. Hello, Lin Feng. Lin Feng also reached out and shook back. The people around me were envious when they saw this situation. You should know that Wu Tong is the leader of the Extreme Martial Arts School in the Jiangnan region. Usually, they see very few opportunities. And Lin Feng, before officially becoming a warrior, had already asked Wu Tong to introduce himself and greet him. The most important thing is that Lin Feng's attitude seems neither humble nor overbearing. Mature and calm, completely unlike a newly graduated child. Wu Tong greatly appreciated Lin Feng's reaction. A truly strong person cannot be the kind of person who tends to follow the crowd. At this moment, Wu Tong took out 2 contracts and handed them to Lin Feng and Luo Feng. Both of you, this is the contract for our Ultimate Martial Arts School Warriors, which specifies the benefits you can enjoy after joining. Luo Feng, if you join, the martial arts school will assign you a villa in Zone B of Mingyue Community, with a monthly base salary of 20,000 Chinese yuan. As soon as these words were spoken, the surroundings were filled with envy and admiration. However, most of this envy comes from the students who have not yet passed the assessment. And the warriors who have passed the assessment have similar salaries and benefits as Luo Feng. The difference lies only in the size and location of the villa. The stronger the person, the better their living location and the larger their area. And the B district where Luo Feng is located is already considered one of the top villas in Mingyue Community. At this moment, Wu Tong turned his head to look at Lin Feng and continued speaking. Lin Feng, if you are willing to join our Extreme Martial Arts School, the treatment we offer you is a villa in Area A of Mingyue Community. Meanwhile, there is also a monthly base salary of 50,000 yuan. In terms of training resources, I can promise you that you can use all the resources in the martial arts school as you please. Amidst the already noisy crowd, there was now a louder cry of surprise. This time, besides the students, even the warriors couldn't help but exclaim in surprise. The villas in Area A of Mingyue Community are only eligible for residence by warriors above the level of war generals. And the basic salary of 50,000 has already been raised by everyone present. This is not the most important thing, the most important thing is to use all the training resources casually. For a warrior, this is immeasurable wealth. When Luo Feng just finished listening to his treatment, he was still very satisfied in his heart. However, after listening to Lin Feng's treatment, I felt the difference. However, he also admitted that Lin Feng's strength is indeed strong, and it is only right to receive this treatment. It seems that we still need to work harder and strive to catch up one day. Even if it is, narrowing the gap a bit would be great. At this moment, Lin Feng was also satisfied with the treatment given by the extreme martial arts school in his heart. This is even better than I expected. The extreme martial arts school is indeed grand. Instructor Wu, I can accept the condition you gave me. We haven't passed the practical assessment yet. Would it be a bit early to sign the contract now? Lin Feng asked. Indeed, it is our martial arts school's policy to pass practical assessments, and even I cannot make an exception to this. The reason why I come up with conditions now is to show our sincerity. After all, everyone wants excellent talents. Moreover, I also believe that both of you will definitely pass the practical assessment. Wu Tongdao. Make difficult to refuse conditions before fully passing the assessment. This is also a way for extreme martial arts school to win people's hearts. End of this chapter. Chapter 5. Moving into a new home. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5. Moving into a new home. For each martial arts school, the more powerful the warriors, the more stable and powerful their strength will be. So, excellent warriors are resources that they compete for. Especially for talents like Lin Feng, who are rare to see in a century. They naturally spared no cost to win over. The conditions offered now have surpassed many veteran players who have signed contracts for several years. Faced with the terms of this contract, Lin Feng took it over with satisfaction and signed it. Originally, he was planning to join the extreme martial arts school. Not to mention that Luo Feng was able to obtain such a contract before conducting practical assessments. For him, it's a must. I had already signed before Lin Feng. Upon seeing Lin Feng sign the contract, Jiang Yan and Wu Tong both showed satisfied smiles on their faces. By the way, Lin Feng, due to your excellent performance, the standalone villa prepared for you can be moved in immediately. Luo Feng, you still have to wait until you pass the practical assessment before you can move in. Jiang Yan said. Luo Feng nodded. He understood very well. After all, Lin Feng's strength was there, and he couldn't really compare himself. And Yang Wu on the side looked a bit down. Among the 3 people who passed the assessment, he is the oldest and has the longest training time. But it is the weakest one in terms of strength. We haven't received any advance intention contracts. Luo Feng noticed his emotions and patted his shoulder, saying, Yang, don't lose heart. After returning, practice well and strive to pass the practical assessment. Encouraged, Yang Wu nodded and said, don't worry, I will definitely work hard. Alright, all the other warriors are going to train, you 3 come with me. Some things need to be handed over to you. Jiang Yan said. The onlookers dispersed one after another. Still constantly discussing Lin Feng's amazing talent. And Lin Feng and the others followed Jiang Yan towards the coach's office. When they were leaving, they saw Wu Tong and a person with silver hair and black robes leave together. What a powerful aura. Luo Feng couldn't help but sigh. Yeah, this is the most powerful warrior I've ever seen in terms of aura. This is not the god of war. Yang Wu said. For them at this moment, the legend of the god of war is still out of reach. Upon hearing their conversation, Jiang Yan Dao in front. He's not just a god of war, but also a spiritual thinker. Mentologist. Upon hearing these words, both Luo Feng and Yang Wu couldn't help but exclaim in surprise. No wonder his aura is so strong. Turns out, it's an extremely rare spiritual master. Among warriors, it is an extremely terrifying existence. It is said that the strength of a spiritual mind master can defeat warriors who are 2 levels higher than oneself. The speed of cultivation and growth is also several times higher than that of ordinary martial artists. However, this talent is extremely rare, so among millions of warriors, the number of spiritual minders does not exceed 5 fingers. Thinking of this, both Yang Wu and Luo Feng showed an envious expression. If only I could also become a spiritual master. However, Lin Feng was very calm because he knew that the system had already rewarded him with the talent of a spiritual master. Just complete the system task and have enough reward points to activate it. In the office, there is a huge screen suspended in the air. The above is a document. Gene Primitive Cultivation Method. This is the cultivation method exclusive to martial artists. Following the above method of cultivation will double the speed of your strength improvement. For example, your own cells can only eat 1 bowl of rice, and after using this method, you can eat 3, 5, or even 10 bowls. Of course, the specific extent to which it can be accelerated varies from person to person. It still depends on your talents and comprehension abilities. After speaking, Jiang Yan operated on the computer and Lin Feng, his personal account, instantly received this information. Jiang Yan continued. There is still 1 month left until the actual combat assessment. During this month, you should practice well according to the above method and never slack off. You should know that actual combat assessment is different from today's assessment, and you will have to face real monsters then. There is still a certain disability rate. Upon hearing this, Lin Feng and the 3 of them all nodded one after another. Alright, Luo Feng and Yang Wu, you 2 can go back first. Lin Feng, the dedicated service staff is already waiting for you in the lobby. You can follow them and move in directly to your new home. By the way, if you need anything, feel free to contact me and I will do my best to help you solve it. No problem, thank you very much, Coach Jiang. Lin Feng nodded and said. 3 people walked out of the office together and took the elevator to the lobby on the 1st floor. Sure enough, the beautiful service staff who had previously received Lin Feng was waiting at the elevator entrance. After seeing Lin Feng, she warmly welcomed him. Hello Mr. Lin Feng, your villa is ready. Let me take you there. She looked at Lin Feng and couldn't help but be surprised. When Lin Feng first arrived, she thought it was just a casual test. But I never expected that my strength would be so strong. Although she couldn't see the specific test data of Lin Feng. But being able to directly move into a standalone villa in Zone A is definitely very unusual. Thinking of this, her smile couldn't help but become even brighter. If we say, when Lin Feng first arrived, she was just a professional smile. So at this moment, it's from the bottom of my heart, even with a hint of flattery. There's no way, Mu Chang is human nature, especially in this world where martial artists are highly respected. Lin Feng nodded. Okay, just a moment. Then he turned around and looked at Luo Feng and Yang Wu. Those 2, I'll say goodbye first. Goodbye on the battlefield for a month. Luo Feng and Yang Wu extended their hands one after another. Okay, I hope we can become teammates in the future and have the opportunity to fight side by side. Walking on the flat and spacious road of Mingyue community, watching the green trees and flowing water around. Lin Feng couldn't help but sigh in his heart. When I arrived in the morning, I could only stand outside and look out. Even if I watch it for a long time, I will be scolded and left by the soldiers at the door. However, a short morning passed. I have become the owner of this place. This feeling is very dreamy and comfortable. Not long after, they stood in front of an imposing gate. Mr. Lin Feng, this is your home now. You can enter directly by brushing your face. The beautiful woman pointed to the device on the wall. Lin Feng walked up to your device. Didi, Mr. Lin Feng, welcome home. Accompanied by the sound, the imposing door slowly opened. Looking inside, the first thing that catches your eye is a super large swimming pool. Next to it are 2 sports cars parked. End of this chapter. Chapter 6. The system is indeed refreshing. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6. The system is indeed refreshing. Behind the swimming pool is a 3-story villa with a highly technological design. Looking at the area, it should be at least thousands of square meters. Living alone is really not too enjoyable. Mr. Lin Feng, these 2 sports cars are equipped with the house for you. The car key is placed on the coffee table in your living room. If there are no other instructions, I won't disturb your rest and will go back first. The beautiful woman stood at the entrance and said with a smile. Okay, I'm fine, you go. Lin Feng said. Okay, Mr. Lin, our martial arts school provides 24-hour service to the warriors living here. If you have any needs, you can always contact the martial arts school and we will do our best to solve them for you. Wishing you a pleasant stay. After speaking, he turned around and left. Lin Feng turned around and walked into his own home. Starting from the entrance, we had a good tour. I have also familiarized myself with the overall facilities of the entire house. Finally, I arrived at a specialized training room. I opened my email and found the Gene Original Energy Cultivation method that Jiang Nian just sent me. After roughly browsing through it, Lin Feng mastered the methods and was ready to practice well. Although I claim to have systematic assistance, I cannot neglect my regular cultivation. When combined, the speed of strength improvement is faster. Sit in front of the French window of the training room. Lin Feng began his first cultivation. The main method of the so-called Gene Energy Cultivation method is the 5 hearts towards heaven. They are the palm of one's hand, the palm of one's foot, and the head of the Baihui acupoint on top of one's head. Through this method, connect the energy between the universe and heaven, thereby enhancing the energy of cells in one's own body. As he entered the state, Lin Feng slowly felt that the vast energy between the universe and heaven began to continuously inject into his body. The cells throughout the body are desperately absorbing this energy. At first, he felt some pain in his body. That's because a huge amount of energy enters one's own cells, and the cells are unable to adapt for a while. But soon, this pain transformed into a comfortable feeling. He began to greedily absorb it. Unconsciously, when Lin Feng opened his eyes again, it was already dark. At this moment, every cell in Lin Feng's body is filled with energy, and his body has become much stronger. And due to the enhancement of his physique, he feels extremely hungry at this moment. The Extreme Martial Arts Museum provides free meals for warriors living in the Mingyue community. And they are all equipped by professional nutritionists, which has a good helping effect on the physical recovery of warriors. Entering the living room, Lin Feng ordered food directly on the smart device. When choosing the quantity, I first chose 3, then thought about it and changed it to 5. Soon, the food was delivered. Looking at the exquisite and nutritious dishes, Lin Feng's appetite surged and he began to wolf down. In less than half an hour, he finished all 5 meals. Lying back in the chair, Lin Feng let out a burp and touched his stomach. Fortunately, I ordered 5 servings, otherwise I wouldn't have eaten enough. I've had enough to eat and drink. First, go to my 200 square meter bedroom and take a nap. The next morning, Lin Feng woke up with 100 times more energy. Just got up, the system released a new day's self-discipline task. Ding! Today's self-discipline task. Run for half an hour and cultivate for 1 hour with genetic abilities. Yo-ho! The system is quite up to date. I have just started practicing genetic energy, so I can also count it as a self-discipline task. I used to practice every day, isn't this like killing 2 birds with 1 stone? Thinking of this, Lin Feng felt happy in his heart. How about starting a beautiful day with running? Change into sportswear and Lin Feng goes out. Mingyue community has a dedicated plastic runway, which is basically prepared for the families of warriors. After all, for martial artists, running is an intensity exercise that cannot meet their daily training intensity. But it doesn't matter if Lin Feng is doing this to complete the self-discipline task. Half an hour later, Lin Feng, who had run dozens of laps along the track, hardly changed his breathing. Then he returned home and underwent an hour of genetic training. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing the self-discipline task and earning 1 reward point. A reward point can be used to improve one's martial arts cultivation. If you want to improve your spiritual and mental cultivation, you need to save up. Only by saving up to 10 can you improve by 1 level. However, increasing 1 level of spiritual and mental power is almost equivalent to improving the 3rd level of martial arts cultivation. Is it saved or used? After much thought, Lin Feng still felt that it should be used to improve his martial arts cultivation first. Anyway, there is still 1 month left until the practical assessment. Within 1 month, how can I accumulate enough points and improve my mental abilities? Nowadays, it is most important to improve physical fitness first. So with a sudden thought, Lin Feng used the reward point he had just received to improve his martial arts cultivation. Ding! Congratulations to the host, martial arts cultivation has been upgraded to Intermediate Warrior. In an instant, Lin Feng felt that his already strong body and strength had strengthened a lot. Although his cultivation is an Intermediate Warrior, when he tested it, his strength was already close to that of an Intermediate Warrior. Now that he has advanced by a whole level, his strength should be close to that of a Senior Warrior. There's a systematic feeling, it's really refreshing. Thinking of this, Lin Feng regained his composure and sat down to continue his cultivation. I don't know how long it took, but he was interrupted by a doorbell. At this moment, who will come to find themselves? With doubts in mind, Lin Feng opened the door. Standing at the door was Jiang Nian. Officer Jiang, why did you come? Lin Feng, how are you? Are you still used to living in a new house? Jiang Nian asked with a smile on his face. I'm quite used to it. Lin Feng answered truthfully. Can't you get used to such a big house? Compared to the previous tube-shaped building, it is simply a difference between heaven and earth. Speaking of which, that tube-shaped building is not as big as a toilet in this villa. Habit is good, Jiang Nian nodded. It's like this, the headquarters knows about your grades yesterday. I attach great importance to you and remind you to treat talents like you well. So, on the basis of current treatment, all other warriors' permissions have also been opened up. After a normal warrior signs a contract, there will be 1 million startup funds, and for special talents like you, we will provide you with 50 million startup funds. At the same time, the martial arts school provides a quota for selecting guidance techniques, body method secrets, and martial arts secrets for prospective martial artists to join, usually around 20 million yuan. But for talents like you, the headquarters has specially approved no quota. You can choose freely in the mall. End of this chapter. Chapter 7. 50 million start.up funds. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 7. 50 million start.up funds. Upon hearing Jiang Nian's words, Lin Feng was also secretly surprised in his heart. This extreme martial arts school is really generous. Instructor Jiang, can I freely choose the guidance technique, body technique secret script, and martial arts secret script? Lin Feng asked. You know, these things are not cheap. In his impression, a good set of guidance techniques can sell for tens of billions. Not to mention the addition of body method and martial arts secrets. In his opinion, even veteran martial artists in martial arts schools may not receive such treatment. Not to mention veteran warriors, even the current instructor Jiang Nianjiang does not receive such treatment. Sure enough, Jiang Nian on the other side smiled slightly. It's indeed a random selection, but now your permission allows you to only purchase the first layer of guidance skills. Body and martial arts secret scripts are also suitable for warrior level. As for how high you want to buy, you must wait until you become a warrior and have certain achievements before you can open up the purchase permission. This is the regulation of the entire martial arts school, we don't have the authority to change it. Of course, these are already sufficient for you at the moment. Upon hearing Jiang Nian's explanation, Lin Feng realized that it was much more reasonable. But with a sudden inspiration, he had a better idea in his heart. Jiang, is there a time limit for my free shopping opportunity in the mall this time? Lin Feng asked. Jiang Nian was taken aback for a moment, feeling a bit unresponsive. If most warriors get such an opportunity, they will definitely be excited to go to the mall for a big and special selection. What do you think Lin Feng means? He doesn't want to use this opportunity temporarily. That doesn't have any time limit. As long as it's your first time purchasing these things in the mall, they're all free. Jiang Nian answered with a question. That's great. Lin Feng said happily. In that case, I can save this opportunity for future use. At that time, I could exchange at a higher level, wouldn't it be more cost-effective? Turns out this kid had such an idea. This brain is sufficient. Jiang Nian couldn't help but appreciate Lin Feng even more. You should know that as a qualified warrior, in addition to physical hard power, the mind is also extremely important. Because the higher the level of monsters, the higher their intelligence. They know how to recruit low-level monsters and become their own beast soldiers. Knowing how to deploy troops and lure enemies. So, if a warrior just acts recklessly and doesn't understand tactics, the road won't be long. And Lin Feng, at a young age, had such a plan. Even compared him to an old instructor. You really have both intelligence and courage. At this moment, Jiang Nian was even more convinced that Lin Feng would definitely become a war god level figure in the future. Haha. You're really clever, kid. You're right, the more you exchange later, the higher the value of the item you get. When you become a true warrior and have a record in killing monsters, you will have a point of contribution. At that time, the items that could be exchanged naturally became more and more abundant. However, I would like to remind you that these martial arts and body techniques can be exchanged later. Equipment such as combat uniforms and weapons should be planned ahead. These are all things you cannot lack in regular combat. Jiang Nian reminded with great responsibility. Thank you, Instructor Jiang, for reminding me. I will make a good choice. Lin Feng said. Okay, then I won't disturb your cultivation. If you have any questions, come to the martial arts school and find me anytime. After saying that, Jiang Nian left. Returning to his study, Lin Feng opened his computer and logged into Extreme Home with his own account. This is a website prepared by Extreme Martial Arts School for internal warriors. There is a martial arts forum above, where you can exchange your thoughts and share your knowledge. There is also the Extreme Mall, which has a complete set of martial arts, body techniques, guidance techniques, and combat equipment. For the martial forum, Lin Feng currently does not have any knowledge to learn. So, I directly clicked into the Extreme Mall. As soon as I entered, I received a message reminder. His free redemption opportunity has arrived. Meanwhile, mobile banking also received a message. The start-up capital of 50 million has been received. The Extreme Martial Arts School is really efficient in handling affairs. Now that money is in his hands, Lin Feng has started to explore the Extreme Mall. First, choose a combat uniform for yourself. Today, I am already at the intermediate warrior level. According to the speed of system rewards, when it comes to actual combat assessment, the strength will improve significantly. So this equipment should be bought for better. Only in this way can one match their own strength. Anyway, I have a start-up capital of 50 million. I decided to spend all this money in one go. Once you become a true warrior, you can go kill monsters and sell them for money using the materials on their bodies. At that time, making money was not an easy task. Thinking of this, Lin Feng first clicked on the list of combat uniforms. The 5 Series combat suit can withstand attacks from intermediate-level beast generals. The full price is 18 million, half price is 9 million. I can now enjoy the treatment of an extreme martial arts school warrior and buy at half price. Moreover, just becoming a warrior, the level of monsters encountered won't be too high, that's enough. When equipped with watches, backpacks, shields, and other items, the total price will be 12 million. Buy it. Thinking of this, Lin Feng did not hesitate to click on purchase. In an instant, 12 million was transferred from one's own account. And as shown above, the combat suit will be delivered to your door within 24 hours. Lin Feng felt a sense of pleasure as he spent 12 million yuan all at once. After all, in my past life, I haven't seen so much money in more than 20 years. This time traveling clothes earn blood. So he continued to purchase weapons and equipment. A set of A6 level blood shadow battle knives, 10 million. There were still 28 million left, and Lin Feng directly purchased 9 flying knives. In the future, I want to become a spiritual master, and the flying knife is my most important tool. As a powerful weapon, the material used in the small flying knife is extremely precious and resilient. So the price is not cheap, one piece costs 3 million. In less than half an hour, Lin Feng spent all the 50 million in his account. My mood is also very comfortable. Next, just sit and wait for the things to be delivered. The next morning, Lin Feng still woke up early. The self-discipline task released by the system today is 10 push-ups and 1 hour of genetic training. Lin Feng quickly completed the task and obtained a reward point. However, this time he was not in a hurry to use it, but prepared to accumulate it to upgrade his spiritual and mental abilities. End of this chapter. Chapter 8. Improving Mindfulness. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 8. Improving Mindfulness. Lin Feng couldn't wait to know what it would feel like to have mental and intellectual abilities. Shortly after the end of cultivation, the doorbell outside rang. I think it should be the equipment I purchased yesterday that was delivered. Sure enough, when the door was opened, 2 fully armed men stood at the door, holding heavy machine guns in their hands. One person is still holding a very large box. Hello Mr. Lin Feng, this is the equipment you purchased yesterday at Extreme Home. Please verify. Taking 2 boxes, Lin Feng looked at the 2 men in front of him and couldn't help but say, "Good guy, it's just a delivery, isn't it too grand for you guys? There's no way, your set of equipment is too valuable. On the market, I don't know how much you'll get jealous, but you must treat it with caution," said one of the men. That's right, I bought all my equipment based on 50 million units. Even other intermediate-level warriors may not be willing to spend so much money to purchase. They have to be careful when delivering the goods. After a brief inspection, Lin Feng nodded. No problem, you've worked hard. Mr. Lin, you're welcome. Goodbye, Mr. Lin. Carrying the equipment he had purchased, Lin Feng returned to the practice room. Take out the combat uniform and put it on, it fits perfectly. And the key point is that the material of this combat suit is very soft, making it very comfortable to wear. But it is incredibly resilient. Even the sharp claws of high-level monster generals cannot be pierced. Immediately after, Lin Feng was ready to pick up the blood shadow battle knife. However, it was discovered that this sword was too heavy for him at present. Unexpectedly unable to pick it up happily. That's right, I bought it according to the highest standard I can currently buy. When it comes to practical assessment, one's own strength will inevitably be much higher than it is now. At that time, I should be able to easily pick up this war knife. In the following days, Lin Feng spent day after day completing systematic self-discipline tasks and practicing. 10 days later, he finally saved up 10 reward points and was able to upgrade his mental abilities. System, upgrade your spiritual and mental cultivation. Lin Feng said in his heart. Ding! Congratulations to the host. The spiritual and mental cultivation has been upgraded by 1 level, consuming 10 reward points. Your current spiritual and mental cultivation. Junior Warrior. As the system beeped, Lin Feng also sat cross-legged. Feeling a force, it slowly entered my mind. Subsequently, my eyes darkened and my consciousness became chaotic. Immediately after, he arrived at a space filled with white. Sure, hi. This is my own sea of knowledge. In the sea of consciousness, waves of white mist continue to form, drifting around. That is the constantly developing mental and intellectual power. The continuous absorption of mist by oneself represents the continuous strengthening of spiritual and mental abilities. Until all the mist was absorbed, Lin Feng slowly opened his eyes. I instantly felt my ears and eyes clear. You can even see clearly that birds are waving their wings far away from the other side. This is the benefit of improving mental and mental abilities. Lin Feng sighed in his heart. This is just a physical improvement, I haven't tried how powerful the combat power is yet. Thinking of this, Lin Feng still used his spiritual and mental energy to place it on the items inside the room. Get up. Meanwhile, the cups and computer on the table. There were also desks and chairs on the ground, all flying up and suspended in mid-air. Falling. In an instant, everything fell back to its original position. Subsequently, Lin Feng placed his mental and intellectual energy on the flying knife that had just been delivered. In an instant, a flying knife flew out of the box. Under the control of Lin Feng's consciousness, he flipped up and down in this room. Who? After a moment, Lin Feng, who was somewhat tired, regained his mental and intellectual energy. Nowadays, his mental and intellectual abilities are only enough to manipulate a flying knife. Only by continuously improving one's cultivation can one simultaneously manipulate more. But with the help of the system, that day won't be too far away. Moreover, in addition to using mental control, mental mind teachers can also directly engage in mental attacks. Of course, that requires a very strong mental and intellectual ability to be achieved. At present, I am not good at it. Meanwhile, with the improvement of spiritual and mental abilities, stronger physical fitness is also needed to carry it. Otherwise, we won't be able to unleash our original strength. It seems that focusing on cultivation is the most serious thing. More than 10 days passed in a blink of an eye. During these days, Lin Feng has been diligently practicing at home, while also completing check.in system tasks. At the same time, the reward points he received also upgraded his spiritual cultivation, as well as his martial arts cultivation. That morning, Lin Feng completed another systematic self-discipline check.in task. Received a reward point. He opened the system panel to check. Host. Lin Feng, reward point. 3. Martial arts cultivation. Advanced warrior, Nianli cultivation. Intermediate warrior, practice. None. As a senior warrior with martial arts cultivation, I don't know how many kilograms can be punched with one punch today. And the spiritual and mental cultivation is 2 levels higher than the martial arts cultivation, which means that my current strength can defeat the level of junior generals. Thinking of this, Lin Feng had an idea to go to the martial arts school and retest his boxing skills. At that moment, his phone rang. It was from Coach Jiang Nian. The phone answered, and Jiang Nian said from across the street. Lin Feng, you still have 1 week left for the practical assessment. You need to come to the martial arts school today to explain some precautions and try out the equipment. At the official assessment time, we will prepare corresponding equipment for you according to your needs. Jiang Niando on the other side of the phone. Okay, Instructor Jiang, I'll go over now. Hanging up the phone, Lin Feng changed into a new outfit and walked towards the martial arts school. Living in Mingyue community is convenient, just take a few steps and you don't need to leave the community to reach the martial arts school. As soon as I walked into the gate of the martial arts school, I saw the beautiful woman who had received him before. Mr. Lin, you're here. You're here to attend the preparation meeting before the practical assessment, right? The beautiful woman approached and said. Lin Feng nodded and said, that's right, Instructor Jiang called me over. Okay, please follow me. The beautiful woman took him and walked towards the elevator. "Mr. Lin, this meeting is on the 5th floor, and Education Officer Jiang is currently on it. The other 2 warriors who participated in the actual combat assessment with you have also arrived. You can go up directly." "Okay, thank you very much," Lin Feng politely said. "You're welcome, have a nice day." The elevator door clanged shut and began to rise towards the 5th floor. End of this chapter. Chapter 9. Selection of Equipment. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 9 Selection of Equipment. The elevator stopped on the 5th floor, after Lin Feng walked down. In the hall, Yang Wu was alone selecting weapons in front of the weapons area. Lin Feng could tell that what he was holding in his hand at the moment was a 1-series Blood Shadow War blade. Yang Wu, who was waving his sword to practice, turned his head and saw Lin Feng. So he walked over enthusiastically. "Lin Feng, you're here. Come and give the weapon a try, see how much weight you can use. I guess I'm from the 1 series, and it's pretty easy to use." "Hello brother Yang, where's Coach Jiang?" Lin Feng asked as he walked over to check the weapons. Upon hearing his question, Yang Wu approached with a mysterious and excited expression on his face. "Jiang Jinlian is testing his fist power with Luo Feng. Let me tell you, Luo Feng is really amazing. In just a few days, his strength has greatly improved. Just now I was able to afford a 101 kg 2-series combat knife. I still find it a bit difficult to carry a 60 kg one." Coach Jiang was overjoyed to find out and quickly pulled Luo Feng to retest his boxing skills. "I don't know how much Luo Feng can measure this time, Lin Feng. Do you think anyone can surpass your score?" Yang Wu's words were not malicious, they were just pure curiosity. After all, Lin Feng's previous performance was too surprising. And if Luo Feng surpasses Lin Feng again this time, it is another miracle created. As a slightly mediocre Yang Wu, I can only watch them fight as immortals. However, Lin Feng is not worried at all about this. Because he knew that even if Luo Feng's progress was fast, he would never be as fast as himself. Although Luo Feng's strength has improved significantly these days, he hasn't slept well at home. If one's own achievements are shown, Jiang Nian will be surprised. Leaving that aside, Lin Feng continued to examine the weapons in front of him. He crossed over the Blood Shadow 1.3 series and looked towards the 4 series. When he went out this morning, he tried on the 6 series war knife he bought. Although it can be picked up now, it is still a bit difficult. Currently unable to be used in normal combat. It seems that based on my current strength, the 4 series should be easily controllable. Perhaps the situation is better, and we can try the 5 series. However, Lin Feng decided to be conservative first and not be too radical. If you try the 5 series but don't get it, it's still a bit embarrassing. Just as Lin Feng picked up a 4-series war knife, Jiang Nian's hearty laughter came from outside. "Ha ha ha, Luo Feng, you're really amazing. Your strength has improved so quickly. What good luck did Jiang Nian have this year? I discovered you and then Lin Feng. They are all talented players, and now I can be considered borrowing time from you two to show my face in the Global Extreme Martial Arts School." Yang Wu heard the commotion and quickly welcomed him. "Coach Jiang, Luo Feng, what are the test results like?" Luo Feng's current punching power is 3,109 kilograms, with a speed of 58 seconds per second. We're almost approaching advanced warriors. Jiang Nian said with a proud expression on his face. "Really, Luo Feng? Great, I'm really happy for you." Yang Wu envied and admired. Luo Feng scratched his head. It's also because of the genetic original energy cultivation method, which stimulates the energy stored in my body, that's why I made such rapid progress all at once. When all the energy is released, the speed will also decrease. That's impressive enough. The average person's body doesn't have any energy to release yet. Just like me. Yang Wu said here, feeling a bit ashamed of himself. Jiang Nian looked in his eyes and comforted him with words. Yang Wu, you don't have to feel inferior either. Not every warrior has a physique like Luo Feng. You know, I've been a coach for so many years, and I've seen tens of thousands of martial artists. There's only one like Luo Feng. You still need to calm down and prepare well for the upcoming practical assessment. As soon as the words fell, he heard a sound of swinging knives and breaking through the air ahead. And you can tell from the sound that the speed of this knife is very fast. The strength of the wielder is extraordinary. Sure enough, Jiang Nian followed the sound and saw Lin Feng holding a blood shadow battle knife. Waving it. Haha Lin Feng, I didn't expect that the weapon you also chose was a knife. Isn't this blood shadow war knife good? Just now, Luo Feng picked up 101 kilograms. If you don't cultivate well, you might be left behind by Luo Feng. During Jiang Nian's speech, he walked up to Lin Feng's side. When it came to the last word, there was a sudden pause. Because he saw clearly the sword in Lin Feng's hand, its form and style. This is the Blood Shadow Saber. 4 Series. You should know that the starting weight of the 4 Series war knife is 300 kilograms. And just now when I saw Lin Feng waving, he looked very relaxed. It seems that these 300 kilograms have no burden on him at all. In that case, what level of strength has Lin Feng reached now? Lin Feng stopped waving and looked at Jiang Nian. That's right, Coach Jiang. This is the Blood Shadow Blade of the 4 Series. However, it's a bit unsuitable for me. It's too light. Too light. A weight of 300 kilograms, he said it's too light. At this moment, Jiang Nian is petrified in place. Luo Feng and Yang Wu were completely stunned at the moment. In the previous second, Luo Feng still felt a hint of joy for his own improvement. In this second, Lin Feng fiercely pressed and rubbed against the ground. What's 101 kilograms? Lin Feng thinks 300 kilograms are too light. Coach Jiang, I want to try the 5 Series. But not here. At this moment, Lin Feng looked at Jiang Nian, who was still in a daze. Jiang Nian regained his senses and quickly nodded. Sure. All the 5 Series swords are placed in the advanced weapons room upstairs. Only coaches are qualified to enter, but rest assured, as long as you want to use it as you please. You come with me. Jiang Nian led Lin Feng to the weapons room upstairs, feeling extremely excited. I saw Luo Feng's progress before, which already surprised him. I feel like a Luo Feng can already make a lot of contributions. Unexpectedly, Lin Feng brought even greater surprises. This kind of good thing doesn't happen every year. This is a once-in-a-millennium opportunity. Surprisingly, I got caught. And Luo Feng and Yang Wu quickly followed behind. They also want to see if Lin Feng can afford the 5 Series Blood Shadow War Blade. If he could really pick it up, then his current punching power would be such a terrifying number. End of this chapter. Chapter 10. Amazing Speed of Improvement. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 10. Amazing Speed of Improvement. In front of the weapons warehouse on the 5th floor. Jiang Nian opened the door with his own authority. As soon as I walked in, I saw all the weapons in the room emitting bursts of cold light. The weapons here are much better than those downstairs, which are difficult for students to access on a daily basis. Sure enough, it looks very different. Luo Feng and Yang Wu, along with Lin Feng's light, finally gained some understanding of their opinions. Lin Feng, this is the Blood Shadow Warrior Blade of the 5 Series. The weight ranges from 400 kilograms to 600 kilograms. You can give it a try first. Can you pick it up? Jiang Nian pointed to the row of swords in front of him and Lin Feng and said. Lin Feng nodded and first picked up the lightest 400 kilograms one at the bottom. Holding it in hand, it really feels much heavier than the 4 series just now. However, mastering it is not difficult either. It can be said that it's just right. However, there are still a few days before the actual combat assessment. During this period, my own strength will continue to improve, so this knife may become lighter. So he put down this one and picked up a heavier 450 kilogram one. Watching his movements, the eyes of Jiang Nian and the others widened. Originally, Jiang Nian was worried that 400 kilograms were too heavy for Lin Feng. As a result, he gave up 400 kilograms and picked up 450 kilograms. How terrifying is Lin Feng's strength now? Holding this knife in my hand does give me a feeling of pressure. It seems that the maximum weight I can bear with weapons now is 450 kilograms. Leave room for further strength improvement, this weight is just right. Coach Jiang, this one is suitable for me, just this one is fine. Lin Feng said to Jiang Nian. At this moment, Jiang Nian only has the opportunity to nod. Sure. Of course I can. In previous years' assessments, the military was responsible for providing equipment, with the highest being the 2 series. However, each of our organizations also has the authority to carry their own equipment. I will communicate with the military and our extreme martial arts school will provide you with this equipment. After saying these words, Jiang Nian couldn't wait to pull Lin Feng and walk towards the side of the boxing test. Hurry up and test Lin Feng. I want to see how strong you are now. What's the point? In front of the boxing test machine, Jiang Nian adjusted the equipment and looked at Lin Feng excitedly. Let's start, Lin Feng. Use all your strength and let me see your strength. Looking at the boxing test machine in front of him, Lin Feng's mentality relaxed a lot compared to the first time. Because he knows that even if he plays casually, he can still achieve good results. However, he is also curious about his current strength. So for this punch, we still need to give it our all. As all his strength gathered on his right fist, Lin Feng fiercely hit the target. With a beep of beeps. On-screen display. 6,511 kilograms. This score is basically close to that of a junior general. You should know that there is a big gap between generals and warriors. The requirements for advanced warriors are fist power of 4,000 kilograms and speed of 60 meters per second. The requirements for a junior general are fist power of 8,000 kilograms and speed of 90 meters per second. That is to say, the higher the level, the more difficult it is to break through. Luo Feng rose from over 1,000 kilograms to over 3,000 kilograms in one fell swoop. It relies on the energy accumulated in one's own body. This is already amazing enough. However, Lin Feng went straight from 15,600 kilograms to over 6,000 kilograms. Directly transitioning from approaching intermediate warrior strength to approaching junior general strength. Directly crossed 2 levels. This is simply a miracle among warriors. Oh my goodness, Lin Feng, I simply don't know what language to use to describe my current mood. In short, I have never seen a genius like you in all these years, from a warrior to an instructor. Come on, let's quickly test the speed. Soon, the speed test results of Lin Feng came out. 72 meters per second. They have also reached the level of advanced warrior and are approaching the level of junior general. Looking at such a result, Jiang Nian was thrilled beyond words. I just want to take Lin Feng to the headquarters and let the head of the headquarters witness this miracle. But it was stopped by Lin Feng. Coach Jiang, I think the most important thing at the moment is to prepare for practical assessment. As for my grades, when it comes to practical assessment, everyone will naturally see it. At that time, it was not too late for you to report to the supervisor. Upon hearing this, Jiang Nian also found it very reasonable. Just give them a surprise when it's time. Moreover, it's better not to publicize Lin Feng's grades. Once the news is released, both the Thunderbolt Martial Arts School and the military will definitely be moved by it. come and fight for Lin Feng. After all, who wouldn't want excellent talents? In that case, Lin Feng would not be able to prepare for the practical assessment with peace of mind. Of course, in Jiang Yan's opinion, there is nothing to prepare for. Lin Feng's strength has already surpassed that of a Quasi warrior by so much, and he still passed the practical assessment easily. The only concern is that he may not have practical experience and may lack some experience. However, these shortcomings can also be compensated for with his absolute strength. Jiang Yan is not worried about this at all. At this moment, he was only looking forward to Lin Feng's performance in practical assessment, which shocked everyone. Haha, Lin Feng, you're really calm and composed. You don't know how excited I am right now. I wish I could broadcast your amazing results globally. Jiang Yan patted Lin Feng's shoulder and smiled. Coach Jiang, good food is not afraid of being late. Lin Feng smiled and said. Okay. Okay. Don't worry, I'm always open to you in this advanced weapon room. If you feel that this war knife is not working well, you can change it any time you want. Jiang Yan said. No problem, thank you very much Coach Jiang. Lin Feng said. Luo Feng and Yang Wu also stepped forward to congratulate each other at this moment. Lin Feng, you're so amazing. I thought my strength had improved quickly, but compared to you, I am still far behind, said Luo Feng. In fact, before this, he thought that after this wave of improvement, he had already surpassed Lin Feng. I was a little proud of it. Unexpectedly, Lin Feng's improvement was several times faster than his own. You are also very good. At least among many Quasi warriors, you are already among the top. Lin Feng said. Both of you are so strong, then after me, I'll just follow you guys. Please accept me, little brother, and take care of me in the future. At this moment, Yang Wu also said half jokingly and half seriously. Where are you talking, brother Yang? We are all brothers, what kind of support is not support? Lin Feng said. End of this chapter.